Good morning, children. Well, I hope you are all preparing for your exams. And regarding Chapter 9, children, Saving the Gharial, today we shall be taking the revision part of it. Just a few things to tell you before we start. You already have the entire tutorial done in the earlier class, okay? I want you to go through the entire tutorial. Revision doesn't mean that only is going to come. You have to prepare overall. Go through the meanings. Learn those meanings. Do the assignments. Alright? You have to revise the entire thing what you have completed for your English, whatever chapters you've been told. Now, what I'm going to do with you today is a little gist of the entire chapter. We'll do meanings and we'll do little question answers also. So shall we start then? First is the summary, that is in short. I'm going to tell you the entire chapter. So listen carefully. Please sit with your textbook, your notebook. Okay? Be ready. Write down important points. Whatever you feel important or whatever I say is important, write it down in your notebook. Now, this lesson is a report on the writer Janki Lennon and her husband's efforts to breed Gharial, an endangered species of crocodiles, in captivity. Now, what does it mean? You know, the chapter is written by the author. And what is this author, the writer's name? Her name is Janki Lennon. Now, who is she? She is a conservationist that you already did in your earlier tutorial, okay? She is a conservationist, writer, editor and documentary maker. And she and her husband works together, okay? So what were the efforts? What efforts they put to breed Gharial? Now, Gharial you already did in your earlier tutorial, that it is a type of it's a species of crocodile, but it is a different kind, okay? It is an endangered. Endangered means what? People are killing it, so they are endangered. So there is a danger to this species, and in captivity. So what did the author and her husband want to do? They said, since people are killing, let us breed this Gharial. Breed, here breed, spelling is different, the meaning is different. Here breed, we are talking about when you are going to look after, see that they have young ones, reproduction. Okay, it means reproduction. And how they're going to have the reproduction? In captivity. Captivity, what do you mean by captivity? It means in the condition of being imprisoned or confined. Now, these eggs, they are going to be breed, but that is not going to be with the mother. The author and the other team people, they are going to take care of the eggs. Do you understand? Captivity. Now, the writer narrates her encounter with a mother, Gharial, in the mid-1980s. Though the mother was guarding her eggs, she did not seem to mind when the writer collected them to be hatched and bred in captivity in order to increase the depleting Gharial population. Now, you know the encounter. Encounter means face to face. Who did she meet in the mid-1980s? Mother Gharial. Now, Mother Gharial, what she was doing? She was guarding her eggs. She didn't allow anybody to come close to the eggs. But when the author went near her and she took the eggs, the mother did not mind. Okay, she did not bother when the writer collected them to be hatched. So the writer takes the writer? Janki Lennon. She takes the egg to be hatched. Hatch means to be broken. Okay, when the eggs, the young ones come out of the egg, and bred in captivity in order to increase the depleting Gharial population. So you know that depleting means to become less. So Gharial population was becoming less. Why? Because people were killing it. The natural habitat of the Gharial is the rivers of India, Bangladesh and Nepal. It looks different from other species of crocodile because of its long snout with narrow jaws lined with sharp teeth. The word Gharial is derived from the Hindi word for pot, Ghara. Now you see the natural habitat means the place, the home of the Gharial, okay? So which is the home of the Gharial? It is the rivers. And which rivers? India, Bangladesh and Nepal. Remember these three places, very important. India, Bangladesh and Nepal. And it looks different from other species. Now you only look. Now look at this picture here. What do you see there? You have seen a crocodile, right? But this is different because it's got a long snout. Now you see this is a long snout and with narrow jaws. It is very narrow, okay? Very narrow. Patla, bolte hai na? Narrow. And lined with sharp teeth. Look at this teeth. Oh, it's so sharp. Okay? Imagine if you come in between this teeth of his. Now, the word Gharial. Now, from where did they get that word? From the Hindi word that is for pot. And pot ke liye kya bolte hain? Ghara. Okay? Now, Gharial lives in rivers and eat fish. But with rivers being dammed or diverted in the name of technological development for human benefit, they have been forced to break away from their groups and to survive in precarious conditions. As a result, their numbers are diminishing at a very alarming rate that they are in danger of facing extinction. Now, what is it? Lives in the river, we know. It eats fish. Well, now what has been happening now? When we're talking about technology development, who does all this technology? Human being. Why does he does it? For human benefit, for his benefit, uska fayda ke liye. Okay. But what happens when he does things for his benefit? He damages it. There is a damage to the environment. Now, what is happening to the birds and the animals? Now, see this. Because of this pandemic that has taken place, children, COVID-19, many of us didn't move out of the house, right? In the initial stages, we were told not to move out. But you saw a change in the nature. There was so much of change. There was less pollution. I could hear the birds singing more in the morning. And maybe the animals also were happy that human beings were not around. Because what is human technology doing actually? Development. They are even diverting the rivers. Okay? So when you divert the river, what is the problem now? What happens to this Gharial? They are in a group, children. So in the group, what happens when the river flows? Okay? And they have to survive in what? Precarious condition. Precarious means very uncertain condition. Okay? Very uncertain condition. Dangerous conditions. So therefore, what happens? Their numbers are becoming less. Diminishing means becoming less at an alarming rate. Alarming rate means, very alarm. When you talk about alarm means what? It is something very scary. Like the number of COVID-19 people, the numbers are increasing. So sometimes it's very alarming. And they are in danger of facing extinction. Extinction, means they will not exist if you are not going to take care of them. So, fortunately, steps were being taken to counter the situation. So, steps were taken. Okay, फैसला करना था, क्या करना है? So, some steps were taken to counter. To counter means to see to it. Okay, to counter, to meet this problem. The Indian government and the UN. Now, UN means what? United Nations. UNO, United Nations Organization. They set up Project Crocodile in 1974. I'm sure you must have heard of Project Tiger, to save the tiger. Now they had Project Crocodile that studied the lifestyle of crocodiles to breed them in captivity. So what they did in this Project Crocodile? They used to study about the crocodile, how to breed them in captivity. But there has been setbacks too. Setbacks means some failures. Okay, some limitations. What are those? River banks in the protected area have widened, flushing out the gharials into the tributaries flowing into the sea. Now what has happened? I told you the rivers have been diverted, and because what happens of that, the gharials also are carried away and they are falling, they're following into the sea. Now these are the ones which live in the river, you know that. So when they come to the sea, now who is the dangerous person there in the sea? Human beings. No? So their snouts have been caught in fishing nets. Okay, human beings don't go much in the river, but they go more in the seaside. So what happened when they come to the seaside, the gharials, when they come to the seaside, what happens? Their snouts, snouts is there, their this jaw-like thing. What it gets caught in the fishing net, and what happens? Making it difficult for them to breathe, and they cannot breathe. And if you can't breathe, what happens? You can die. You die, no? So as both humans and gharial depend on the river, their fight for survival becomes even more severe. So both of them want to live, to survive, but people are ready to do whatever they can to save the gharial by protecting their habitat, that is the river. Okay, so some steps have been taken. Let us understand some questions now. Children, these questions are there in your textbook. I am doing only few of them. The rest you can do on your home. Okay, and do for revision overall. It's easy. And you have to just complete the sentence with information found, okay, in the text. It looks different from other gharials in having a long snout and slim jaws. Then you have male gharials grow at the end of the snout an appendage that resembles a pot, through which they produce a buzz snout. Then the third one, main gharial also uses the snout to produce a jaw clap. Then, unlike other female crocodiles, which have to carry the young from the nest to the water, a female gharial just puts her babies outside the nest, moves towards the river. The babies follow her like ducklings. Unlike other crocodiles which live in ponds and lakes, gharial live in rivers, okay, eating only fish. They live in rivers eating only fish. Next, these are few questions. What are the two possible results? Two possible results are the other male gharial will retreat in fear, or both males will fight with each other. Now we saw one incident which was there in your tutorial, in the lesson, when the male gharial, when they face one another, what they do? They will retreat. Retreat means they go back. That is one option, one result. Second result is what? Both of them will fight with each other. Why? Because they defend their territory. Remember that. You read through the earlier tutorial, you'll know that. Now, 36 babies followed, rather like ducklings. So, whose babies we're talking about here? We're talking the baby of female gharial. And whom do they follow? Whom means kisko follow karte hain? They follow their mother. Where did they go from where? They went from the nest to the river. And in what way was this unusual? This was unusual because baby crocodiles usually need to be carried to the river by their mothers. Usually need to be carried. Alright. So, this is the questions and these are all the meanings, children. It's all there in your textbook. I want you to learn all those meanings. You can put these meanings on, a big paper you write down and you stick it on your wall. Look at it very often. When you look at it, you're going to read it, you're going to learn it. Alright? So, prepare overall for your exams. There are the assignments also are there. Children, look through. Read your tutorials carefully. You will understand. If you are not understanding it, listen to it again. Prepare for your exams. You are there in our prayers. God bless you, children. Do well. Take care.